Welcome to Ben Talks Money. Here we discuss stocks, investments, ETFs, and personal finance.
Hello there, welcome back to Ben Talks Money. My name is Ben. I have an MBA in Finance and Management. I've been trading for 8 years and I'm a full-time options trader. So just like we do every week, the beginning of the week, we go through our watch list and we'll analyze the daily chart to see the stocks that we'll be trading, the levels that we'll be buying, either we'll be going long or short. So if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, and humbly, please help me get to 4,000 subscribers. I'm getting close to it, and your subscription will go a long way in helping me do that. So let's get started. The bioscience sector is really hot right now. So we will take a look at about 5 stocks in that sector that I think is going to make some moves this week. And the first one that we take a look at is CABA, C-A-B-A. This stock moved greatly on Friday. You can see from the volume candle here, and it made a strong move on Friday from 250 all the way to 370, and it held the move, almost all of it, which is a good sign that there could be a continuation on Monday. So what to see is that if the market opens and CABA holds above 350, it will be a good entry point, and we won't go in straight away. We will want to see it break above Friday's highs, which is about 370. So it breaks 370. The moment we see it's breaking 370, when the market opens and there is volume coming in, we will go in, and it has the potential to go to $4, $4.50 to $6. So that will be for CABA. The next stock that we take a look at is ILMN. So this is also a biotech company, and you can see from the daily chart that it was consolidating for a while. You can see from here, it was consolidating around $100, $103. And then on Friday, it made a huge move all the way to $123. And again, it also held almost all the move on Friday, which signals a strong buy. Nobody sold on Friday, and we are looking for a continuation on Monday. The bioscience, the biotechs, they are really hot right now. So we'll be looking at this. We want to see them breaking above Friday's highs on the volume, on the green candle, and then before we get in. So that's the play for ILMN. The next one that we take a look at is CURR. CURR. This is also in the biotech sector, and you can see, look at this, right? You can see here, it has been consolidating for a long time. You can see right from here, the consolidation zone. And it's been making the move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gone up 5 days in a row. So maybe this one we will have to wait a little bit for confirmation on Monday, since it's been going up for 5 straight days. Ideally, you want to see a red day come back and test this level right here. If we come back to test $3 and we see volume coming in, we will be glad to get in. But at the same time, if we see volume more than the average volume coming in and it's breaking above 380, we also be okay to jump in on this one. So the play for CURR is a break above 380 with huge volume. That's when we'll get in on CURR. The next one that we take a look at is APLM. APLM. This is also in the biotech. It made a huge move from $5 all the way to $42, which is incredible. And it gave it all back. But the good thing is that if you can see the red line here, the red line here is the 50-day SMA. It came straight into the 50-day SMA, and then it held it. It moved above it. And on Friday, it started to move again. So what we are going to look for is if this one also can break above 17. It should break above 1750. A break above 1750 with a lot of volume, we'll be going in on this one as well. But we need to see this break above 1750. If not, we'll have to wait to see if we'll come back to the 50-day SMA again. It's around 1080. If it comes in and hold, give it a couple of days to consolidate around that level, and then we can go in again. Okay, so that is it for APLM. The next one that we take a look at is RANI. This is also in the biotech sector, and just like APLM, this one also made a lot of move. It moved from 50 cents all the way to almost $4, and it gave it all back. It gave it all back to about $1.40, and then on Friday it made a move, a strong move and it closed around 220. What we will watch for on this one is to see if this will break above 250. We need to see it break above 250 with a lot of volume, and then we can go in for a potential move back to above 380. So that is the play for this And now we can jump into the more conventional name, but we should take a look at this one first. Path. UiPath, PATH. I have a lot of call options on this. It's a tech company and they are in AI automation. They have a deal with NVDA, and that's what moved the stock from right here around $11, $12. It moved the stock all the way up to $18.50, and it has been pulling back. But you can see that around this area is forming some form of a consolidation. The thing with this path is that I have a $20 call option that expires in January. The volume on that call option, the open interest is about 200,000. So there are 200,000 contracts on it. And I've been following this stock for a couple of years. It usually doesn't have this kind of volume. So it tells me that somebody knows something that we don't know, because to have a 200,000 contracts on this kind of stock is a little bit unusual. It's one of those unusual option activities. Even though this stock did nothing on Friday, the volume on the $20 call option that expires in January was about 10,000. So it tells me somebody knows something that we don't know. What we are looking for on this stock is to break above 1650. It's been trying and failing for a little bit. You can see right here, it's form of like a resistance area. So a break above 1650 will take it to 17, 18. If we break above 18, potentially we can go to the $20, because that's what I think everybody is looking for. $20 on this path, the UiPath. And the next one that we take a look at is PLTR. We had Palantir on our watch list last week. It made an incredible move just like we wanted it to do. We talked about the consolidation that Palantir was doing around this area. It was trading in a range between 175 and 185. On last week, we said we want to see Palantir break above 185. It did, and it moved all the way to $200. So we got about 20 points from it, 15, 20 points from it, which is incredible for a week on this name. So what we are looking for is Palantir to hold 200. Basically, that's it. But they have their earnings on Monday after market. As an options trader, I don't like holding options into earnings, because after earnings, the implied volatility dies and it kills your premium, especially if the stock doesn't move in the direction and percentage that the market is expecting. So we are going to be on the sideline for Palantir until after the earnings. I'm sure we'll get an opportunity after the earnings. So we are not going to rush on Palantir. We'll just wait and see where it goes after the earnings. One other stock that we also like is MRVL. We've been trading MRVL from $62. We've been in MRVL from $62. We got in, we rode it all the way up here to 95. We pulled back a little bit. We should have gotten in here, but we forgot to place the order. But we got in here around 87, and now we are at 92. We have some calls on it also. The reason why this stock is becoming hot right now is during Amazon's earnings last week, they mentioned that there is a huge demand for MRVL AI chips. There's a huge demand for it, and they can't even keep up with the demand. So that's why after Amazon's earning, this stock made this move from $90 all the way to $97. So we are looking for this to hold above 95. If it holds above 95, we push it into $100. The all-time high is, I think, around 120. I wouldn't be surprised if this stock hit new all-time high by December. But we have to be cautious about these stocks because the market is a little bit edgy right now. And we have to be mindful of the sizing that we do on the stocks that we trade. The next one that we take a look at is NVDA. We're talking about NVIDIA around 180 level. It was becoming a strong resistance for NVIDIA, the 180, 185. But once it broke into 185, look at it, never looked back. And it went all the way to $212. Now it pulled back a little bit the last couple of days. But what we are looking for is this stock to hold 200. I think it will come back to test the 200 level. If it comes to test the 200 level right here and it holds, we will definitely get it, because I think this stock, they have their earnings in a couple of weeks. I think it's on the 19th or something like that, of 19th or 16th November. So if this stock holds about $200 going into earnings, we will get some options a couple of weeks before the earnings, and hopefully we'll ride the momentum into the earnings and cut a lot of it before the earnings. But this stock will definitely hit 250 at some point this year if the earnings comes out good. So that's the play for NVIDIA. If it holds above 200, we get in. The earnings are a couple of weeks away. We look at it and where we go from there. All right. So the next one that we'll take a look at is SOFI. SOFI, their earnings, it was okay. It wasn't all that. We've had a lot of good trades on SOFI this year. We got in from $14, moving all the way to $30. and we got back in again at 25. We got out at 29. We got back in at 27, and we got out when it broke below $31. So what we are looking for on SOFI, if you look at this candle, I usually don't like this kind of candle. It looks like a hammer, but it's not a hammer. It's like a candle of indecision. So what we want to see on SOFI is, ideally, you will want to see it come and test the 50-day SMA, which is around 27.30. Want to see it come and test it. But if it doesn't, you can see that on Friday, it came here into this 28.50 support level. You can see this is a support, the 28.50 support zone. It came into it, it held it, it pushed back, and it closed above it nicely, 29.68. That's where it closed on Friday. There's two things that I want to see on SOFI. It's either it breaks out and goes above 30, 31 with volume, but it will all depend on the market, or it comes in and hold this 50-day SMA. And also, if you consolidate, if you do some form of consolidation, making higher highs and higher lows, we will be okay with it. And the next green candle on a strong volume will go in. If you're looking for SOFI on the long term, it might be an opportunity. Buy a little bit of it, see what it's going to do. If you start breaking out, you can add more to it if the market aligns. If you come back in to hold a 50-day, you can also add more there. If you are looking for a long-term play, not much to be worried about, honestly, on this stock. The next one that we'll take a look at is Salesforce, CRM. So this stock has been the worst performing stock on the S&P 500. It's down about 25-30% this year, because when the shift in AI started, this software as a service companies, they were left behind. People were saying the AI is going to take their business, but actually it's not. And Wall Street is beginning to realize that. As you can see from the move here, it moved all the way from 230 and it's pushing 266, and then it's pulling back. We have calls also on this one that expires late next year, because we want to give ourselves time for this to work. And anytime it pulls back significantly into a support area, we will add more to it. And surely this one will work out in the long term, because this is a strong company. Salesforce is a strong company with strong fundamentals. Now they are integrating AI in all their businesses, in all their softwares and their platforms. They are integrating AI into it. So this is going to be a big deal. People are saying that if you're looking for the next trillion company, it's not Palantir, it's definitely Salesforce. I am not saying that, but that's what some on Wall Street are saying. If you watch CNBC a lot like I do, that's what people are saying. But we are not going to go to the bank and cash in on that. What we are going to do rather is to see if this will hold. We need Salesforce to hold this gain, because it's been doing this kind of move a lot. You can see around this area, it was really, really frustrating. Every pop was dropping below the 50-day SMA. It finally moved above the 50-day SMA. We made this move. This was the best entry point that we got. It broke above the 50-day, came back into it and tested it. That's around 244. We got into 244. Now it's pushing. It got to 266, pulled back a little bit. And then the last couple of days, there were some news, rumors about it, and it moved back to 260. So we want to see this one above 250, right? If it's able to hold around this area, because this is a strong stock, that is a strong company that you can play for the next 6 months or 1 year. There's going to be a huge turnaround. It's not going to stay down here forever. I've had this kind of stocks a lot in the past year. The major one that I had a great return on it was on Snowflakes. It had a similar story. Wall Street sometimes will just ignore you. It was trading around $85. We got in it. We held back. They had one strong earning, and that was it. Snowflakes went all the way above $200, and now I think it's trading around. Let's see Snowflakes right now, where it's trading. You see right now, it's trading here. And look at the chart. It's an incredibly bullish chart, honestly. Look at this. It's an incredibly bullish chart. This stock is going to 300, 350, all things being equal by the end of the year. But when we got in last year, this stock was about $85. It had the same perception like Salesforce is having right now. We got in, we did our own research about it. We realized that the fundamentals were good. We got in at 85 and went all the way to 250. I think we got at around 250. So that's how you play this kind of stocks. The next one that we're going to look at is actually Meta. So Meta had a good earning. Their earnings was good, but they have a problem. The problem is spending. Zach can't stop spending on AI, and not just AI. Zach spent a lot of money on the metaverse and abandoned it to join AI. Now he's spending a lot on AI infrastructure. All the big tech companies are doing it. So the earnings were good. They had a one-time tax of about 15 billion or 16 billion that they had to pay. But this is a good company. It's a good stock, and we will pay close attention to it. It has come down a lot from almost $800. It was about $800, and it has pulled all the way back to 640, 645 right now. So we want to see some consolidation before we get in, because this stock can move. If it's moving against you, it will be painful. So we want to wait, give it a time. But to me, this presents a good opportunity that we have to be patient for on Meta. If it comes into $600, we might want to take a look at it at $600. But right now, it's sitting at a strong support zone. You can see the support here, the support here, the support here. That is around 650. The 650 is a strong support zone for Meta. But we have to be patient again. If it breaks below 650, we might want to be patient and catch it around $600, because this one can move $50 in one day. And as an options trader, that will be painful. So we want to be sure, let the sellers get exhausted. That's how you trade this kind of downturn. Don't rush it. You see a lot of selling coming in, and you get to some point that the selling volume, because right now you can see here that the selling volume is very, very high. But get to some point that you see the selling volume will taper down to the average volume, and you start seeing some green days in between. That's when you begin to get in, especially if you're trading options. That is the time that the implied volatility will drop down. And when the implied volatility drops down, the premiums also drops down. So that's what you might want to take a look at on Meta. Okay. The next one that we take a look at is Tesla. So when I see charts like this, I just fall in love with it. Tesla has been doing incredibly well. And if you look at the chart, we are in some form of a consolidation here. But if Tesla breaks about 460, you are not going to catch it until 600. The chart looks incredibly well. The other thing that you have to pay attention on for Tesla is that there is a vote coming in on Elon Musk's $1 trillion pay package. And votes come in, and investors vote to give him that pay package. Tesla will hit $600 by the end of January. On the other hand, if investors reject the package, you can see a little bit of a drop. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes into the 50-day and probably breaks below it. So everything right now is resting on it. It's resting on that investor votes that is coming in on Elon Musk's pay package. The last but not the least one that we take a look at is URA. Uranium has been going crazy. All the uranium stocks, they've been doing incredibly well. And when things like this happen, when it's a broad market, what I like to do is just to go for an ETF that has a lot of liquidity. So let's say when gold is going up, I don't look for the individual miners. I look for the gold ETF, which is a GLD. It's the same with silver. When silver is going crazy, what I look for is the silver ETF. SLV is pure silver. Whatever percentage that silver moves on the market, you get that percentage on the ETF. And it's highly liquid, especially if you're trading options. GLD, SLV, they are very highly liquid. It's the same with URA, is Global Uranium ETF. These stocks, they've been doing incredibly well. If you look at it on the daily chart, all the way from $20 straight to 60. It pulled back a little bit. And again, look at the 50-day and look at where the stock came in. It came straight into the 50-day. It held it. It pushed back up again. And now we are right here. It looks like it's trying to do a flat top breakout. If it breaks about 55, 50, and it goes to 56, you can catch it at $60, 65, 70. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year, this stock is at $70, because the uranium stocks, they've been doing incredibly well. And it's all because of AI data center. That is the hot topics on Wall Street. AI and data center. And what is powering the data center? The uranium plants. That is what is powering the data centers. That is why uranium stocks are going incredibly well this year. So whenever you see a lot of boom on AI, look at what is powering it. Data center. A lot of the CapEx the tech companies are spending are going into building data centers. Amazon, Microsoft, CoreWeave, Oracle, Meta, and NVDA. They're all building huge AI data centers. And all these data centers, they need a lot of electricity to run on. And what is powering the electricity right now? Uranium plants. So that is why you see all the demand for uranium going crazy right now. So if you want to play this sector, the best way is to go for the ETF. So guys, that's it for the video today. We've covered a lot of stocks on this video, and you have to know that this is not to say you should go in and buy the stock. This is just technical analysis. A lot of things can change in the market when you are trading. It's not just about the technical analysis. It's also about the macro economy and the individual news coming in on the stock. There can be a news on Monday that will move the market 10%. There can be a news on Monday that will move the market down 10%. So this is just technical analysis to give you an idea of the levels that you should be watching for. But when you are trading it, you have to be mindful of the levels, mindful of the news, the environment. Be mindful to trade the market that you are in, not the market that you want to be in. The fact that the chart looks good doesn't mean you should just go and buy. You have to pay attention to the market that you are in. That's it for the video. If you have any comment, leave in the comment section below. And if this video was helpful to you, please like, share. And if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next time, let's keep talking money.